Well, good evening, everybody. This is John. I should say this is John Unell, aka John I Fly from Schuylkill Haven, Pennsylvania. I hope this isn't too bright here. Um, I tried using the overhead light, but it's very bright, so I decided to go with this one. Anyway, I hope that everybody is enjoying the 4th of July weekend. I just came back from taking a walk and thought I would get this rant out. It won't be too long, but I just wanted to touch on a few things. And, well, first off, some good news is that I see the U.S. economy added more jobs. Matter of fact, they added 850,000 more new jobs. We still have a way to go, but it's on the way up, people. Far better than when the orange-haired asshole had it. Now, this was 850,000 jobs in June. So hopefully the next few months will just keep climbing. It was more than what people expected, more than the government expected. It looks like here the hospitality and leisure sector grew the strongest. Now that sector added 343,000 jobs alone. I know years ago I used to work in, well, I don't know if you could call it hospitality. It was retail business. So I dealt with the public that way. But I'll tell you what, very, very poor paying jobs. Now, there's a lot of jobs out there, and it's hard to find people that want to work. I don't know what's going on, unless, there's maybe a lot of women out there have a hard time getting babysitters or something, or somebody to watch their kids. I'm not sure. And they may also be a little choosy into what job they're going to take and if they're going to make a living wage out of it. And it really helps too when you enjoy the job you do. So that has something to do with it. Of course, the Republicans are saying, well, you're getting all these extra benefits and stuff, what is it, $300 some a week? Wow. But I think it's more than that. I mean, there may be some people out there that they take advantage of the system, but not everybody. Most Americans want to get back to work. Who the hell wants to sit on their ass instead of working? I mean, if you're old enough and you're retired, that's one thing. You deserve it. You worked for what you have. I have, well, actually, I have a neighbor across the street who's been giving me problems of late. Republican diehard, by the way. So I'm not surprised. But my neighbor next door, too, last I heard she's going to be evicted. I don't know. I hope not. I hope she was able to work it out. But anyway, she said to me like a dig, she says, well, not everybody has fixed income coming in once a month. And I told her, if you're referring about me, I worked for it, Anybody that's retired, they worked for it. Now, if it was up to the Republicans, I think they'd like to strip us from retirement. That's a whole other story, anyway. But, anyway, I'm glad to see that things are picking up. This COVID virus was really, really bad. I never would have imagined this a year ago, that it would have happened. And of course it didn't help that we had Donnie the dickwad there running things, because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. So that was a big, big reason. He didn't know what he was doing. First he tried to say it was a Democratic hoax, and then let's just pretend that it'll just go away. Yeah, we don't have to. And wow, we're turning the corner. Isn't that what he said? Yeah, we turned the corner, all right. He even got it, and they said he was pretty sick, the orange-haired idiot. But I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I never had it, thank God. I got my vaccinations. I basically stayed in the apartment most of the time, especially last year when it hit. I even didn't even go to a cousin's wedding because it was that bad. We were getting cases here in Schuylkill County. But no. I mean, I sent them the invitation back saying I couldn't make it. I didn't want to take a risk. If it wasn't for COVID, I would have went, trust me, because she's a wonderful cousin of mine. But anyway, what else is happening? Well, besides me having my cowboy hat on, and it actually says on the top, Harley Davidson. So maybe hopefully I can make it down to Texas, to San Antonio, come November 13th. That's what they're planning on, my fellow Blue Dot family. So if I make it down, I'm going to try to remember to bring this hat along. Anyway, or as John would say, anyway, the Trump organization is kind of like in trouble. The CFO, Alan Weisselberg, he's charged with 15 counts in an alleged tax fraud scheme. And it was a 25-page indictment that was filed in state court, which would be the state of New York, of course. Now, of course, Alan Weisselberg pleaded not guilty. I know one of the charges is grand larceny. And they did mention some other things on TV tonight. I didn't get all of it. I believe it was like a conspiracy to commit tax fraud. I think that was a regular thing as far as I'm concerned now. It came on TV tonight too. I think it was MSNBC. Donnie the Dick heard about it. And he said, oh, that's going to cause Sleepy Joe some problems. Because he's more or less implying that, well, see, I wasn't the one involved. No, not me. What he doesn't realize is that the prosecutor has not done his job. There's a lot of investigating to do yet. So don't be so quick, Johnny, to have your hand on that trigger and say, see, I didn't do anything. We're going to find out. Trust me. So, Weisselberg is released on his own reconnaissance. And next court appearance they have here, it's going to be on September the 20th. So that should be interesting. My understanding is that he's still not backing down. He's fighting it. Pleading not guilty. I think a little pressure from the prosecutor might be in order. And I think once that happens, maybe he'll sing a different tune, because he's not a young pup anymore. He's not a spring chicken like my dad used to say. So I think if he was to spend a long time in prison, that would be his death sentence, because he would probably end up dying in prison. I don't think he wants to do that. So time will tell. We'll see what happens, but I'm not surprised. As far as I'm concerned, the whole Trump organization is corrupt. And why? Because they have a corrupt leader. That's why. But we'll see. And he's so corrupt that he keeps saying that the elections were rigged. And he has the whole Republican Party, well, practically the whole Republican Party, believes it. And the reason why is because we're seeing a lot of restrictive voting laws being put into place, debated or put into place Now, from what I saw the last time, 17 states enacted laws making it harder to vote. Can you imagine this shit? I mean, come on. I mean, I remember years ago voting, we take things for granted in this country, people. Oh, we've always voted before, we're a free nation. And well, January 6th almost proved that we may have lost that freedom if we weren't careful. And thank God democracy held out. But maybe there might be a next time where it won't hold out. I don't trust the Republican Party. I think there's his base and the idiots like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gates. I think they're up to something. But anyway, state lawmakers enacted nearly 30 laws since the 2020 election. 30 laws. And it's not going to stop there. They're going to push for more. That reminds me now, Pennsylvania, the state that I live in, now they're thinking of trying it here too, what they did out in Arizona. And who do you think's going to pay for that? Taxpayers. The taxpayers. They're not going to pay it out of their money. What are you talking about? Well, and you know what? They're not going to find anything wrong. Nothing. It's going to be the same shit. Same thing they did in Arizona. They're going to do, or try to do, in Pennsylvania. I'm glad we have a Democratic governor, because I'm sure he'll veto some stuff. I saw in the paper the other day, I don't have it with me, he vetoed something. The Republicans tried to push a bill through, something having to do with the elections or something, and he vetoed it. And that's good. That's good. So, we'll see what happens. Our rights to vote are definitely slowly being stripped from us. We need to be careful, people. That's why this next election, we've got to get out there and vote. I mean, people are talking about the 2022 election. We have one coming up in 2021 too, so I guess the local or state. So keep your eyes open, find out what's going on, and get out to vote in the fall of November 2021. And I'm going to do my best to make sure I know what's going on. But that's basically all I have to share tonight. But let's remember these people too. If you're a praying person, remember these people in Florida with the condo collapse in Surfside. And what timing now? They're expecting a hurricane. The way I think its name is Elsie, and from what I've been seeing the last time, it's supposed to go further western Florida, and then curve around and head east as it's going up toward northern Florida. But there's still going to be tropical force winds and weather. So, I don't know how much work. I think they have it stopped, or else if they did stop, they're not going to have much time. I believe they're calling for Elsie to hit landfall fall tomorrow night. But then again, like I said, if you look at the projections, the main part of the storm looks like it's going to go to the left part of Florida, and then curve around and head northeast. So, depending on where it goes, I might feel it later in the week. I don't know. It just all depends. They're never predictable. There's always that wide swath. But let's hope that they may have to tear the other buildings down too, they're not looking too stable. I believe the death toll, the last I heard, was 22. And I haven't heard anything yet on TV if they're even working on it yet or what. It's July 3rd, and it's just a tragedy. This could have been avoided if they would have made the repairs when they were supposed to make it. It's not looking good for the owners of the building. There's already lawsuits going on there. And they showed on TV the other night, it's like there was water pouring out where the pool area was. That's probably the area where it was weak. Well, they did release a report that there was some serious damage. They needed to get it repaired, but for whatever reason, they took their time. Now it's too late. So they may have to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the mayor, I'm not sure, I think it was the mayor, gave the okay for them to tear the rest of the building down. So we're going to have to see. I don't know if they did it already. I didn't hear anything. Or if they're going to wait till after the hurricane comes through. That hurricane, I don't know. That in itself was, well, if it's tropical winds, it's probably well over 35 miles an hour, 40 or so. Maybe even 50. I don't know what the winds are going to be, but I feel so bad for them. The one firefighter lost his 7-year-old child. You know, this is terrible. Well, anyway, listen, I'm not going to ramble on. That's about it for me tonight. Everybody be safe out there. Enjoy the 4th of July holiday. And, yeah, I walked the cemetery before I came home here, and they had patriotic music playing on their speakers. They have 2 speakers. Well, actually, 1 speaker near the parking lot, and there's another one on top of the funeral home that's there. So it was nice to hear marches and stuff, and made me proud to be an American. But it also made me think that how long is our democracy going to last? It really depends upon us people, because we know what the Republicans want to do. They want to strip it if they can. They want to either get Trump back in or get somebody that's going to be like Trump. So we can't let that happen. Anyway, have a good night. It's Saturday night, July the 3rd. I'm just going to relax, maybe do some more stuff here on the computer. But listen, take care of people. If you have to drive, please drive carefully. And I will talk to you soon. Just remember, when it's voting time, get out the vote. We have the power. And we still have our freedom and democracy. Let's keep it. Go out and vote. Do all that you can to get people signed up to vote. And even more so to vote Democrat. Because the Republicans could give 2 shits about us. Alright. Have a good night, people. And I will talk at you soon. Good night.